And welcome back. It's Jason Walter here, and here's your latest housing market update. I'm laughing because there's news right now that mortgage rates are actually below 7% right now. So if you actually go onto Google and just search mortgage rates, take a look at this. The search query here turns up that rates drop below 7% today, which is the 3rd of November here. It's all over the internet right now that rates decreased below 7%. Actually, look at this. On Google Trends for Wednesday, November 2nd, it actually made the top 11 most searched queries in the US right now. And it says here, mortgage rates dip below 7%. So did mortgage rates actually dip below 7% or not? And no, they did not dip below 7%. So have a look at this. This is actually, let me just first share the source of this article here, or this a news report that rates dip below 7%. This is according to Freddie Mac, and right now they're saying that as of November 3rd, rates are at 6.95%. It was just announced on the 3rd of November here that rates are at 6.95%. It says this is down from last week when it averaged 7.08%. That's not all I'm gonna be sharing in today's video. I actually have some news to share regarding general housing market trends we're seeing across the United States here. And I'm also going to be sharing what's happening in Boise, Idaho, because that's one of the markets that are most impacted by this housing market. But I just want to share this bit of news in today's video because it's all over the internet. The rates actually decreased below 7%. So if you actually go on to investopedia.com, as of November 3rd, rates were at 7.25%. Again, not this rate, at 6.95%. That was just announced on the 3rd as well. So look at this, because rates really haven't been below 7% for quite some time. So here's the Morris News Daily. Again, 7.30% is what they're reporting, the average rate for people with exceptional credit as of the 3rd. But really, you have to go all the way back until, going, until right here, October 5th. According to them, rates have not gone below 7% since October 5th of this year. So in other words, rates have been over 7% for over a month now. And in fact, rates haven't been this high since December of 2000, excluding 2 single days in October. Those 2 days were actually on October 20th, when rates were averaging at 7.37%. And the day after, the next business day after, rates were averaging at 7.32%. So rates right now at 7.3% are the highest rates since December of 2000, excluding those 2 days in October. So in any case, I want to mention this because it's trending on Google, and also it's all over the internet that rates dip below 7%. But the actuality of that is that we really haven't seen rates below 7% in about a month. However, even with rates at 6.95% or 7.3% or anywhere between there, I think everyone would agree that our housing market's slowing down greatly. So I want to talk about some trends we're seeing right now in our housing market because there's some pretty crazy trends right now. So this is according to Eric Finnegan, who's a VP at John Burns Real Estate Consulting. This is on his Twitter page here. It says bidding wars in the resale home market have all but stopped. And by the way, if you guys aren't familiar, a resale home market means existing houses. It excludes brand new houses. That's considered a resale home. So according to them, approximately 21% of resale home purchases received multiple offers in September. In other words, approximately 80% of these contracts did not receive multiple offers. So only 21% are receiving multiple offers in September, which is obviously a strong sign this housing market is slowing down, because have a look at this. This is pretty crazy. So again, this is based on their survey. They just announced this, what was this, a couple days ago? They announced this yesterday, in fact. They actually announced this on the 2nd of November. So look at this. 21% are receiving multiple offers for contracts they're looking at here. But look at this. Going back to June of 2022, just a few months ago, the rate was 39%. So in span of basically 4 months, the percent of contracts receiving multiple offers decreased by 50% over the past 4 months alone. It went from 39%, now 21%. Also look at this, because back in March of 2022, which really for home prices, we reached an all-time record high, or a peak in May and June of 2022. but based on multiple offers received, the highest was in March of 2022, where 72% of the contracts had multiple offers. Now it's only 21%. Also, 1 year ago, the share there was 52%. So we've seen this dramatic shift in our housing market right now, given the fact that we're seeing a lot less bidding wars across the US. But this is also what I want to share with you guys as well, because Redfin just updated their data centers website regarding what we're seeing across the nation for our housing market as a whole. And this is for the 4 weeks ended October 30th of this year. In other words, the vast majority of October. So here's what I want to share with you guys. I'm actually going to be sharing a lot of metrics regarding what we're seeing right now in our housing market. And there's some pretty eye-opening trends right here. Anyways, I get a lot of enjoyment out of this because I got so sick of making videos about record high home prices, record low inventory for 2 years, basically. And now finally we're seeing some changes in our housing market, which is giving me some hope for home buyers right now, given the fact that we had record high home prices for so long. We had record low inventory, and now we're starting to see some changes in our housing market. I know interest rates are very high, but at least we have a lot more inventory right now. And it appears that our housing market's moving more towards a buyer's market and away from a very strong seller's market. Anyways, it's fun to report this information to you guys. Hope you guys get a lot of value of all of this. And of course, if you guys haven't subscribed just yet, then please do so and please hit the like button. Anyways, so new listings are actually down by 17.7% from 2021. There was approximately 74,000 houses listed for sale during this time frame, but back in 2021, there was 90,000. So we're seeing a lack of new listings hitting the market. So that's new listings down by 17.7% on a year-over-year basis. Let's look at pending home sales. Look at that, dipping below 2019's levels. That's this blue line right here, 2021's right here in orange, but down by 35.8% on a year-over-year basis. Let's actually include 2020 for fun here. Yeah, so levels we have regarding pending home sales, or at least a 3-year low, the lowest levels we've seen since at least 2019. So down by 35.8% on a year-over-year basis now. So let's have a look at housing inventory. And before I share this with you guys, AltosResearch.com as well as Realtor.com are reporting gains or year-over-year gains of about 40%. So they're reporting that we have approximately 40% more houses listed for sale compared to the same time period 1 year ago, which is vastly different than what Redfin's reporting here. Just want to give you that caveat. So according to Redfin, active listings, which is another word for housing supply, is up by 7.17% on a year-over-year basis, but far below 2019's levels though. And also according to Altos, the share of price reductions right now is at 43% right now. So approximately 4 of every 10 houses listed for sale have already had price reductions because we've seen a lot of overzealous home sellers. So that's what we're seeing right now regarding new listings, pending home sales, active listings, as well as price reductions. But let's go ahead and talk about homes sold across the United States right now. Look at this, down by 25.4%. Again, this is a lagging indicator though. These are actually closed home sales, which is a indication of what our housing market was like 1 to 2 months ago when the offer was accepted by the home seller. So homes sold are down by 25.4%. Let's actually include 2020 as well. Let's see what's going on there. Look at that. So we have approximately 68,000 houses that sold during this time frame, which again is the 4 weeks ended October 30th of this year, which is below 2019, where we had approximately 77,000 houses that sold compared to 68,000 right now. Look at this, compared to 2021, there was 91,000 houses that got sold. Now again, there's only 68,000. And let's have a look at home prices because there's been some drastic changes regarding home prices in the US. So again, this is on a national level regarding the median sold price, again, a lagging indicator though. So we haven't seen the true impacts regarding rates over 7% just yet. So stay tuned on the channel for that. And we'll probably see stats regarding that in November and December of this year. But look at this. The all-time record high for the median sold price in the US was $392,000. That was set more or less in June of this year. Now the median sold price, and by the way, at that time, home prices were up by 13% on a year-over-year basis. And now the median sold price is $361,000, or a 4% increase compared to the same time period 1 year ago. And by my dumb math, that's an 8.6% decrease in the median sold price since June of this year. And check this out, because during the same time period in 2019, which was obviously pre-COVID, home prices only decreased by 2.2%. So our housing market is shifting greatly given the fact that home prices have decreased so much since June of this year. However, it's worth mentioning though that even though prices have declined by 8.5% since June of this year, when you compare this year to 2019, have a look at this. The median sold price right now, $361,000, but back in 2019 this time, the median sold price was $269,000. So by my dumb math, that's a 34% increase in home prices, even though home prices this year have decreased by 8.5%. But wait, there's more, because I actually just noticed this. Again, the median sold price, $361,000 right now. Compare this to January 1st, the median sold price was $351,000. So there's a very, very small increase in home prices so far since January 1st of this year. And to be exact, home prices nationwide have only increased by 3% so far this year, which is in line with more long-term averages. We tend to see home prices increase in the range of 3 to 6%, and of course not double-digit gains like we saw in 2021. Because look at this. In January 1st, we saw 13% year-over-year increases in home prices, and we really didn't get below that too much for the entire year. Look at this, 24% gains that we saw back in May and June of last year, and 17, 15, and 13. We ended the year with a year-over-year increase of 14% for home price gains in 2021. And again, now we're only at a 3% gain on a year-over-year basis. It's going to be interesting to see what December 31st looks like, given the fact that rates are over 7% right now. And yet, here's another trend we're seeing right now with our housing market right now. This is the average sale to list price ratio across all Redfin metros. In other words, all the metros that Redfin tracks, which is approximately 400 plus metros in the US. So right now, at least for the 4 weeks ending October 30th, the ratio here, which again is the average sale to list price ratio, so say that 15 times fast, the ratio is approximately 99%, meaning houses are selling about 1% below the seller's asking price on average. And by the way, that's the final asking price, not the original asking price. So given the fact that the share of price reductions is approximately 40% right now. So I would imagine if you were to look at the average sale price to the original list price ratio, these numbers would look a lot worse. But they're only looking at the final list price, which is one reason why these numbers here probably are a little bit overstated here. In any case, this is what we're seeing right now because approximately 1% are selling below the final asking price. Compare this to 2021 at this time, houses were selling approximately for just over the asking price. Also look at this because during the spring months of 2022, we really reached a peak right here where houses on average were selling for 3% over the seller's asking price. Now they're selling for 1% below. All right, changing gears again, let's talk about the Boise, Idaho housing market because there's some drastic changes occurring there. So let's have a look. So new listings are up by 19.8% on a year-over-year basis. This is drastically different than the national averages because again, the national average for new listings is down by 17.7%. So we're seeing a huge increase of new listings for the most recent trends we're seeing right now. Let's look at pending home sales in the Boise, Idaho market. That's right, they don't have the number of pending home sales, but they do have this right here, which is listing updates. Moving from an active sale, in other words, a house that's listed for sale, into pending home sale status. So pending home sales are down by 41.8% on a year-over-year basis. We're seeing far fewer contracts being signed between buyers and sellers in Boise. I know I'm probably mispronouncing Boise if you guys live there. My apologies, I live in California, right? So pending home sales are down by, what was that, 41%. Let's look at active listings. Active listings are only up by 3.6% compared to 2021, which is vastly different than, look at this. We had the same number of houses listed for sale back in more or less May, but we had a huge increase of about 9% during the summer months. So again, active listing inventory is up by 3.6%, more or less on par with 2021. Let's look at price drops though, because altosresearch.com is reporting a slight seller's advantage there. I would probably say it's more of a buyer's market if I had to guess though. So the share of price drops in Boise is at 70% right now. Absolutely insane. Because look at this. Back in 2021, the share was about 50%. Back in 2020, it was only 17%. Wow, in 2 years it went from 17% and now it's 70%. So 17 to 70%, absolutely crazy. Also pre-COVID, the share of price drops was only 35.7%. Now it's 70%, pretty remarkable. Let's look at home prices though in Boise, Idaho housing market. Median sold price right here. So look at this. The median sold price is only up by 2% on a year-over-year basis. Look at this, because the peak was right here when the median sold price was $546,000, a 17% increase on a year-over-year basis. Let's actually include 2020 as well here, because look at this, a 2% increase on a year-over-year basis right now. Compare this to January 1st, a 24% increase. Let's look at 2021. At this time in 2021, home prices, or the median sold price, anytime I say home prices, I mean the median sold price, right? So home prices were up by 30%. Back in 2020, up by 19%. And pre-COVID back in 2019, up by about 10%. So look at this. The median sold price increased from $314,000 back during 2019. Now it's a whopping $494,000. So even though they're seeing a decrease in home prices since the peaks that we saw back in May, home prices are still up greatly compared to 2019. But the 2% year-over-year increase is pretty remarkable. The lowest year-over-year increase they've had in quite some time, excluding last month. Because look at this, back in 2021, look at these year-over-year gains, 24%, 33%. I mean, absolutely great. 42% right there back in May and June, 43%, 40%. It's just absolutely crazy the gains they saw back in every single month in 2021. Let's look at 2020. 20%. Most of the gains were in the range of 15 to 20% for the second half of the year. During the first half of the year, they're seeing gains around 10%. So absolutely insane. The home prices have increased so much over the span of the past couple of years in Boise. Let's also look at the average sale price to list price ratio in Boise. Wow, look at that. That is pretty remarkable there. Look at this. So houses on average are selling about 2% below the seller's asking price. Compare this to 2021 this time. Houses were selling about their asking price on average. 100% was the ratio. So houses on average were selling for the asking price on average 1 year ago. Now it's 2% below. But look at this. Back in the spring months of this year, houses on average were selling about 1% over the seller's asking price, which is a lot less than 2021. Look at this. Houses on average selling about 2% over asking. Let's also look at the median days on the market, which is right here. Days in the market, wow, far higher than past few years. So right now it's taking approximately 47 days to sell a house. Again, though, this is a lagging indicator though. But look at this, the year-over-year changes here though. It's taking approximately 26 days longer to sell a house in Boise, Idaho compared to the same time period last year. So 47 days is the median days in the market. Compare this to 2021, it was taking approximately 21 days. So days in the market is far higher compared to 2019, 2021, and of course 2020 as well. And with that said, please comment below with your biggest takeaways from today's video. Also, if you guys got any value in this video whatsoever, then please hit the like button. I really appreciate that. Hope you guys have an awesome day and look forward to seeing you in the next video.